Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today wherever you are in the world. Today we're on day 49 on our farm core island of Sugarbelle, and I'm so glad you're here because guys, we are wrapping everything up pretty soon here in the next couple weeks on Sugarbelle. We've slowly but surely been working through some of the last few builds for our farm core island, just a handful of them left. So for today, I thought we could show some love and attention to the area over on the far left side of the island. Back around wintertime, I did a Rocky Mountain sort of build. It's on the third tier actually, so I'm really looking forward to reworking that area because now that spring is here and the beautiful cherry blossoms are around, I wanted to definitely focus that area to be more of a designated farm core type of area. So let's head over there and check it out so we can get going on our build. But first, this is the build we did the other day. If you missed that video, please check it out. I actually was reworking Shino's yard for us, trying to just kind of springify the area with this Gyroid garden, which this has actually been here since towards the beginning of Sugarbelle. If you missed that video, please check it out. We put the Gyroid garden together sort of around the time right prior to the 2.0 launch. So really excited to have her yard all come together. Oh my gosh, guys, it's Shino. Shino, how are you? My friend, I love her so much. If you guys missed the villager hunt video, she was one of the last few villagers we found for Sugarbelle. And I really wasn't expecting to find her. I kind of had Sherb in mind, but I could not say no to Shino, and I definitely don't regret it. I love her. Love that she's a Peppy type, of course, and yeah, guys, I don't know what she's wearing. Shino, what are you wearing? Like, I think that's like a cycling shirt. Like, this does not scream pop star at all. We're definitely gonna have to do something about that. Shino, what were you thinking? I don't even know right now. I have no words. I have no words. So like I said, working through the last few areas of Sugarbelle, it's been truly a fun, super fun journey doing Farm Core Island like this with you guys, and I can't thank you enough for joining me on this journey. We really only have a couple little areas and a few little builds left to do. Definitely want to do some work over in the area that used to be the ski loft back in the winter time. I'm going to be turning that hopefully into an orchard, a vertical type of orchard for Tangy. So please check back for that here, hopefully in the next week or two. Like I said, we'll be finishing up the last couple of builds. We definitely need to do something with our farmhouse because it's looking pretty plain. So hopefully we can do some work on that as well. And then we'll sort of wrap things up, and I'll be sure to relaunch the dream address and update it so you guys can come visit for yourselves. I'm really, really thankful to each and every one of you for coming along on this Sugarbelle journey. It really, truly does mean the world to me. Anyways, this is the area we're going to be doing our build today on. I already have a lot of pathing down here just because we did put a lot of path down during winter time, and I swapped those out for a lot of really great fresh spring paths. I just wanted to, like I said, turn this into more of a farm core themed area, and the idea I had for this area now that it is spring is to sort of turn it into like an abandoned farm area. I just sort of had pictured the concept of maybe having like an old farm that used to be up and running but has just sort of been forgotten about and left behind. So let's speed things up and get going. I'm just going to start picking up some of these items because yeah, this build definitely has a ton of items, way too many to fill our pockets. So I'm just going to sort of work through this piece by piece. Alright, so far using some of these items like this wild bench, we're definitely going to be using a ton of the wheat field item today. I've really been loving it this time of year, and in particular using it in this darker green color I think is really great for a spring build. I actually like all the different color versions of the wheat field, so if you're lucky enough to have found this item, it's definitely something that you can get at the cranny. You just have to wait patiently until you find it for sale, and then of course you can stock up on it because definitely this item is highly sought after, in particular if you're doing any sort of nature type of island theme or farm core or anything like that. So really, really love this item. We're going to be using a ton of it today. I did want to kind of incorporate some rustic type of things too. Anything that's old and worn out that you might find in an old abandoned farm field, something to that effect. So I've got a ton of these pine trees because this item is a placeable tree type of item. I love it. It definitely fills in an area nicely. I really like the fact that if you angle it in different directions, it almost looks like a different item. If you kind of turn it either vertically or horizontally, flip it around, you can definitely get a lot of differentiation when you're creating builds. So I highly recommend this particular item if you can get your hands on it. But yeah, really love that. I wanted to sort of create this old, almost like an old outhouse that's been left behind here, with this little old worn out beehive, and again, just totally spamming this whole area with a ton of the wheat field item to fill it in. And then this area over here, I also wanted to add in the look of sort of like an old worn out barn that's sort of been abandoned and crumbled and sort of just dilapidated over the years is sort of the look I was kind of going for with this build. So if you can get your hands on some of the ruined arches, any of the items that are part of that set, I think would work really nicely for this build, but in particular the arches, because I wanted it to sort of look like a barn that you would see in a country type of setting that's maybe just been standing there for like 100 years, and bit by bit it's sort of been worn down and partially torn down, with the vines kind of growing on it and all that stuff. So I really like this particular color with the moss and the vines. I think it's going to be pretty convincing, hopefully, for this build. So yeah. I think some of my most favorite items in Animal Crossing from the 2.0 update has been anything, of course, rustic and farm related, but I love all of the rusted custom colorations for a lot of the items that were incorporated from the update. I think those are really great, especially if you're doing something old-fashioned and using items like this old windmill, anything that's sort of rusty and old. I really wish we could get more items actually with that option for coloring. So Nintendo, if you're listening, please show us the love and bring us more rusty items, because I will definitely take advantage of using them. All right, so I'm putting down this stack of old tires. This is something that you can craft for yourselves if you happen to have, I think it takes 3 tires. You can craft that item and then customize it if you want it to look brand new or different colors. There's a colorful version as well as this old worn out version, which of course is perfect for this type of build. And then this area over here, I'm trying to sort of fill in the area with these giant vines. I really love this item. I've seen it used a ton on creators that have either like a fairy tale themed island or anything that's really whimsical, and I totally love this item. So I knew I wanted to sort of incorporate it in this build. Even though this is a farmcore island, I definitely wanted to sort of amp up the creativity and try to find different ways of using some of these other items that maybe wouldn't necessarily be considered farmcore. All right, so I'm using this old tool shed here and then some of the old rusted color corrugated fence. I really like this item as well. Love the new fencing that came out from the 2.0 launch. So many great options. I love the fact that we can color customize the fencing. It definitely brings a lot of variety to builds, so I'm really thrilled to be able to use some of those. And then just filling in the area with some of these other rusted items like this gas pump. Oh my gosh, guys, I love the gas pump. I know we've had it for a while, but I definitely knew I wanted to incorporate it in this build because it's just like chef's kiss perfect, right? For an old abandoned farm. All right, so now we're moving over to the back part of this build. If any of you watched the Rocky Mountain build, I had a ton of these dormant volcanoes up here, customized in the snow color. It was just, I really liked it for wintertime, but of course I wanted to revamp it. So I've still incorporated a few of those in the green tone down here. I don't know if they're gonna stay or not, truthfully, just because it's a bit of a stretch, but I think it does add a little bit of a nice mountainous touch to this area when you're kind of looking down from it at a distance at the mountains. We're also filling in with, of course, more of the wheat field, and then just trying to fill in things with these plain party lights. I love the plain party lights. I think they're a great rustic touch for any type of build that you're doing that's rural or rustic. I'm going to try to get you guys sort of like an overhead view, if I can, as we build with the camera so that you can sort of see. It's really hard to see behind the trees. I don't know about you guys, but when I do builds, it's really difficult to see behind the trees, so sometimes I tend to drop those in last or dig them up and put them back because it really is hard to kind of tell what you're placing behind there. So I'll kind of open up the camera now and then so you guys can see from a bird's eye view what it kind of looks like as we go. I've also done a recent quick build video for this adorable rustic bridge over here to the right for us. So if you missed that, please check out the shorts playlist. I've actually been thinking I kind of like doing the shorts. I might incorporate a few more. If that's something that interests you guys and you'd like to see more shorts videos, please let me know in the comments, because like I said, I do aim to please, and I definitely want to put out content for you guys that you enjoy and that is super helpful to each and every one of you. All right, so this area over here, I kind of wanted to create, I hope this doesn't sound a little morbid, but my idea behind this little area was to sort of make like this little peaceful gravestone area. I don't know why, but I guess I was thinking of maybe like the reminiscence of like the farmer that perhaps used to live on this farm and run it, just sort of an homage to all of the ancestors, maybe family members that settled and lived this type of lifestyle when they came over to the country. I really love my family history, and I've always been interested in that sort of thing, and so that's sort of what inspired this area. Okay, so let's keep going with this build. Like I said, this area, I'm trying to keep it fairly natural, but I still want there to be plenty of equipment that gives nods to farmcore and that sort of thing. So I'm just gently trying to place down these wheat field items. One thing about the wheat field item, it tends to work just like a leaf pile in a sense that when you place it, you can't push it around and move it or spin it. You just have to pick it back up and move it. So I do find them tricky. You sort of have to place them just right, which is kind of a pain, but I really love the item. I love the movement of it. If you guys have been watching Sugarbelle from the beginning, I know you've seen I've used it like obsessively, I feel like, but I really love it. I think it's perfect. And again, what better time to use that item than when you're doing a farmcore island? Okay, so this little area over here, I wanted to, again, to create a little barn area. So I'm thinking we need to like maybe drop a silo in here or something like that. Obviously the silo is an item that isn't new. It's sort of something that we've had in the game for a really long time, but I know I wanted to incorporate it in here just to create the concept of maybe a worn out barn that's fallen over the years and sort of dilapidated. So that's sort of the idea with this little area as well. Putting in a rusty barrel, anything that I can find that either is rusty or brown and green tones, I feel like work really well for a build like this. I've sort of cut back on any of the plants, like real flowers and things like that for this build, because I really just want it to look unkept and sort of worn and all that stuff. So what about you guys? Have you been working on farmcore themes for your islands? I'm curious. I've really been having a hard time trying to come up with what the next theme is going to be. If you guys would like to see more content that's farmcore related, let me know. I'm more than willing to do more builds on this island. We would definitely have to tear down and redo a few spots, but I'm willing to do that. If you guys would like to see a town core type of vibe, if you would like to see jungle core or tropicore, I'm just trying to kind of decide what you guys would like to see on the channel. So please let me know in the comments. I always love to hear from you guys. I love to hear what you guys have been up to on your islands and how all of the builds have been going. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see next on the channel, because I do aim to please. If you would like to see more DLC build content, please let me know. I also have in the description of most of the videos on the channel, if you would like to potentially see your island stream or some of your DLC builds featured on the channel, I do have a couple of forms in the description of the videos that you can fill out for consideration. I always like to see what you guys have been up to and potentially feature what you guys have done. So yeah, love to do that. All right, so let's catch up with this build. It's gotten away from us here. I've been using some of these old transportation bus stop seats. I really love them. Of course, the rusty color for this build, and then the little paint cans. Oh my gosh, guys, I love the paint cans, and they come in a few different colors, which is like perfectly great for something like this. I wanted to fill it in with a few little forest creatures as well, so we do have some duck decoys here, as well as some little garden rabbits. So I just thought that would be a nice little concept to think of this place being worn down and that's sort of been infiltrated with weeds and little forest creatures and all that sort of stuff. All right, so I think it came together pretty nicely. Yeah, let's walk this way. I kind of wanted to go slowly so you guys can see everything. We've got some tall garden rocks, different little things like that I think add a lot to a build like this. Anything that's nature-like in the green and neutral tones, I think, like these decorative bottles with the little label. I love that you can customize the bottles with the label. I think that makes a big difference in sort of creating a different look in your builds, because you can use bottles like that for something rustic like this, or you can do something fancy. If you missed the winery build that we did not too long ago on the island, I used the same item and turned it into a wine bottle. So there's just endless possibilities with that item. Yay! I think it turned out just what I had in mind, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let's walk this way because, like I said, I'm trying to get some good angles for you guys so you can sort of see what it looks like with all the different little feed bags and the old pirate barrel. If you spin those around so you can't see the pirate logo on them, I think they're very versatile as well. So let's go over here, and then I think I'm actually gonna get the camera out, I think, and we can maybe get like a different perspective on what this looks like when it's finished. Again, I will put all of the custom designs codes in the description of the video for you guys. So if you're looking for different path designs or things like that to use for yourself on your island, I hope you'll give this build a try for yourselves. And yeah, really hope you like how this turned out as much as I do. All right, let's get out the camera and try a different perspective so we can see what this looks like as we're walking through it. Oh my gosh, guys, I love the wheat. Love the wheat field item. Look how it dances in the breeze. I think it looks really great with the windmill. All of the rusted items, I think, really make a difference in this type of a build. Makes it very convincingly abandoned. We also used a lot of these old dead trees. I really love this decayed tree item. It's a really great item to use, again, for lots of different purposes. It was a really popular item, I think, for the holidays, especially for Halloween, before the update, when we only had the one with the little cute little jack-o'-lanterns hanging off of them. So I'm really excited that we have a new version of that we can use for more like everyday use for sure. So I'm curious to know, you guys, what is your favorite FarmCore item to use so far in Animal Crossing New Horizons? Let me know in the comments, those of you that are working on FarmCore islands of yourselves, and let me know what your favorite item is. What screams FarmCore to you? Yay, looking pretty great. I'm happy with how this turned out. Like I said, guys, pretty soon in the next couple weeks, I'll be updating the dream address for Sugarbelle so that you guys can come visit and see for yourselves. I really sincerely appreciate your patience. I know it's been taking a little longer than expected. But again, I just wanted to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, all of the subscribers. I sincerely and truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.